But cool. Everybody wants to be, or enough RIX is the winner here, so we will jump right into RIX from here. Let's go here with this and get that, and we'll move to draft view because I remember things sometimes. Paladin of Atonement, I don't believe is a first pick. It's just a lot of setup to get that, and it's not reliable. But let's see what else we've got. It might not be anything. Not seeing a ton. We got a Thrashing Brontodon. I try to lean more towards the Esper colors in this format. So the Spirewinder and Paladin kind of support the Esper direction. But green, red Dinos is also a fine deck if it is available. And Thrashing Brontodon, probably the best, just the straight best card in the pack. Pride of Conquerors is really nice in a go wide vampire deck, but I don't think we want to start there. So yeah, we'll take the Brontodon, even though I'm not too into green in the format, but we'll see. Sometimes you end up in the Dino deck, and it's the right place to be. Like, we could take a Seer, but this tends to wheel. And again, as I said yesterday on stream, I'm really not looking to be green-white. I would rather just take a Hunt the Weak to go with the Brontodon than the Seer. Wonder what chat thinks about splashing Tendershoot Dryad and Thundering Spineback in a red-white Dino deck with a red-green dual land and several treasure tokens. I don't know about the Spineback. I don't know. It depends on how you mean by several. But the Tendershoot Dryad is so powerful that that's absolutely windmill splash. But I'm not sure about Thundering Spineback. Depends on exactly how much treasure you're making. Forerunner, I also really don't want to be in Merfolk, really. I've never had a successful Merfolk deck in the format, and so I'm going to take the Hunt the Weak. Golden Demise is one of the better cards in the format and worth considering a pivot into here. Green-black, not exactly a thing in the format, but Golden Demise is so strong that if the signals are there, it could be worth moving into it. And then we also have Thunderherd Migration, which is a third straight green card that's right in line with what we're setting up here. So is Thunderherd adding onto our first two picks better than pivoting to a Golden Demise? Well, the print run may tell us something about that. So let's check that. That's a Wayfinder. Where did it go? Should be up here from yesterday, shouldn't it? Maybe I closed it? Yeah, there's print runs to check. Let's see. Is it... I know this isn't right. I'm just trying to get the format. No, so it's like... Nantuko set these up, and I always forget what the command is to bring up. I'll just Google it. It doesn't take long. RIX... Arena print run Reddit. Boom. RIX print. Thank you. Okay, I gotta remember this so I can just do it next time. It's exclamation point, 3-letter code, and then print. Okay, I'll remember that next time. Thank you. In the meantime, what do we got here? Find Golden Demise and Thundering Migration, and see that Merfolk Mistbinder is in between. So upstream, looks like they're interested in Merfolk. That is a little troubling because they'll be taking good green cards from us. This is not so important that I don't... like, Thunderherd Migration is good. It's a good, solid card. Golden Demise is amazing. It is one of the defining uncommons of the format, and so I think we should take it and be open to... heading into black if this is a sign from the bots that they're not interested. Because I think black is the strongest color in the format as well. So I'm going to take the Demise and we'll see. And it's not completely ridiculous to think we might end up green-black in some weird heavy green base green dino type thing. And we keep getting suggestions to move there. There's no 3 uncommons here, so nothing to learn from that. We talked about Pitiless Plunderer yesterday, and I do not like it and have never played it. Dinosaur Hunter is playable, but you kind of want to get it on the wheel. Same with the Plummet. This is probably just a strength of the pack pick. Oh, thank you for that reminder. Tekken Shaman says, I saw the Spotify shared music list had some songs trimmed off it. Are you removing them as you listen through? I think I made a note of this in the music section of Discord. So first of all, if you want, there's a music section in Discord. If you haven't joined Discord, you can. And there's a music section there that has a link that I'll also provide here, which is to this shared listener suggestion playlist. We started this playlist yesterday. It's a collaborative Spotify playlist for anybody, any viewer to share songs with other viewers and with me that you think we should check out. So here's a link to that playlist, and Tekken Shaman is noting that some of the songs that were on there have been removed, and I removed them because what I noticed is that in a collaborative playlist on Spotify, there's a user column that shows what user suggested the song, and I love that. I love that it shows what user suggested the song, and so what I want is for people for the people who liked those songs, who love those songs, to be the ones to put them on the playlist. So actually, I can also show you, like, here is the. I don't know if it will. This is a lot of text. I don't know if it will accept this or not, but this is what I cut and pasted from yesterday. Okay, that's a ton of text, and I'm sorry about that. But like those are the musical recommendations that I cut and pasted into Spotify, but I would rather have those people who came up with these suggestions to put them in the playlist instead. And again, sorry about that wall of text there, but I at least wanted to show you which ones I cut out. And let's get back to the draft. Dusk Charger, Jungleborn Pioneer is fine. It's just you don't have to be in Merfolk for this type of card to be totally playable to good. Dusk Charger is much better than the Pioneer in my estimation, especially for what we have going on. We're not a Merfolk deck, but I don't know if we're a black deck, and it more and more looks like we are a green deck, so probably just take the Pioneer, especially it goes well with the strength of the pack as well. I've actually not been too impressed with this, and we don't have the dinosaurs for it yet, but we might get them, and I like it better than like veering into some Dino Merfolk thing for the Mistcloak Herald. I will check out what's around Stone Quarry just so we see what's going on upstream. Pitiless Plunderer, which usually wheels, so it's probably not that direction. The other direction has Everdawn Champion and Baffling End, so it looks like white has been drafted upstream. We could take red here. This might be a better pick than this. If we end up red-green, this is just a great little 2-drop. And we don't really have any yet, and we don't know what our second color is yet. And I've been so underwhelmed by this card that I think I'm actually going to be a little surprising here and take the Goblin Trailblazer as the card that I would prefer to have in a red-green deck. And the opportunity cost is giving up a Knight of the Stampede, which has been just okay for me. Don't know how playable a Firebrand is. Soul of the Rapids is okay. Revenant is okay. Sanctuary, I don't think we need that for the splash. And we can look at the Sanctuary here. Forsaken Sanctuary has Thrashing Brontodon, which is, no, this is pick 7, so it's just probably another Thrashing Brontodon was taken out of there, and maybe a Stormfleet Swashbuckler. That's a weird one. You could make an argument. Yeah, it's interesting. We have 5 votes in for 5 different cards. So that tells you Otto the Emperor, the order of uncommons in Arena booster packs for limited is fixed. So if you learn that order and use that link to see the order, you can look at the remaining uncommons in a booster pack and know with absolute certainty at least which possible cards were taken from the pack. Sometimes in this case, like Forsaken Sanctuary only gives you 1 point to look up. So it could either be the 2 cards before it, the 2 cards after it, or the cards on either side of it, and you're not sure which, but at least you know it's within those 4, you know. Yeah, so it's not a prediction, it's just a flat dissection of the way in which it produces. So it looks like Soul of the Rapids is taking a lead. I'm gonna take Revenant. I do not think we're black. I do not think we're gonna end up blue-green. I could be wrong, but we at least have a Golden Demise, so I'm gonna take the Revenant as something we would play if we ended up weirdly in green-black somehow in this format. Again, which just doesn't really happen. We could take a main deck Plummet. We could take an Evolving Wilds that we play. But again, if we end up green-black, we're going to want a Dust Charger, so we're just going to take that. There's a Plummet we can grab. And I don't really want any more than 1. This is not best 2 of 3, so at most we're going to play 1 in the main deck. Amulet for some splashing or a generic Dino. We'll take generic Dino here. Not the worst. If we end up that direction. Not really playing either of these. We'll take the uncommon for Vault Progress. Hey, Chaos. Twilight Prophet says, sure, you want a green-black weirdo deck. Why not? Why not indeed? We'll take the Balmy Mythic. And that really does kind of send me in this direction. This is a weird deck we have brewing. There's another Golden Demise, which is probably the pick. Champion of Dusk is really good in a vampire deck. We're not really there. It's okay even on its own. A 4/4 that ETBs to draw a card and ping you once is fine. If you get extra value out of it, that's good. But Demise is just a wrecking ball against a lot of decks. And so we're going to take a second copy of this devastating uncommon. And simple removal spell pick here. There was a Regisaur, but I think it was still clearly the removal spell. Dinosaur Hunter to play alongside our dinosaurs. We could just take a Frill back. We probably need just the 2-drop, though. We only have Moment of Craving. Yeah, we need a 2. And we're not taking Acquisition, so we'll take the Hunter. Yeah, that's true. We could do that. Twilight. I didn't even look. Twilight Prophet. Thing is, I'm not really paying attention to that in this format because I don't think we're going to draft it enough to have this be the best place to leverage our 6 mythic rares. Like, we can go look. We should go look. Let's go look. Because if it is just like, if there's 3 of them, we'll do it, right? So we should absolutely look. So we've only got 1 already. So we've just drafted our second. So we could spend 3 wild cards to get 40 gems right now. But I'd rather save those wild cards for like when RNA comes back, for example, or we do more RNA drafting on this account. That's more likely to be able to convert our gems, our wild cards to gems more efficiently. So we will not do that this time. Mastermind's nutty, just pick a card you own. I've never seen that before. The trouble is, it costs 4 mana and a card to do that. So, like, if your best card is so good that you're willing to pay an additional 4 mana to have a second copy of it, then maybe you start to think about that. But, like, what card is that? You know, like, I don't even want to pay 4 extra to get, like, a Twilight Prophet. You know, it's just... it's not unplayable, especially if in best of 3, because if you're going into a grindy matchup against another control deck, then maybe you have time to do this kind of thing, but I would be very hesitant to main deck something like this that asks you to take your entire 4th turn off to find your best card. Yeah, that's true, Rudy. Rudy calls out that Golden Demise is less good against savvy Arena players who are drafting heavy Esper control decks, but I still think it's worth. I still believe the hype, so to speak. And I also like it in a deck like this where a bunch of our stuff is going to survive it. If we have to fire it off before we have Ascend. But it does things like take out the hexproof 3/2 flyer. Like, it's... I agree that it is not the bomb that it is in paper on Arena, but it is still a high value pick to me. People want the Dreadmaw. I'm looking at the Hardy Veteran as well. We got to consider curve. We don't have a lot of 2s, and Hardy Veteran is a reasonable 2. But we also don't have big beef either, so I'm fine with taking some big beef here. I'm down. Recover. Narrowly over Armasaur and Stream for me, I think. We could also take the Stalker. This actually isn't bad. Maybe I kind of glossed over that, but again, we don't really have 2s going on right now, so I've kind of changed my mind. I think we want a Stalker. Would like a Recover, though. Get that Twilight Prophet back, and I don't know if we'll get another chance at one. And this is pretty replaceable. Yeah, I'll go for the Recover, because we have cards that are worth getting back in the Revenant especially, or sorry, the Prophet especially. Zealot is a nice 2 for our deck. This is a late Griffin, but we're nowhere near that, so we'll take the Zealot, fill out our 2s. Dust Charger over Revenant, I think, here. Our 4s are getting a little thick, but worth it. Rather have another Zealot here than yet another 4. I think we found, weirdly, the right place. Like, we're getting late playables. Maybe not as much green as I would like, but... probably taking 2 if we want to play this, but where are we at on 3s? Like, not a bunch of 3s, and I don't want to do Arterial Flow, so we'll take the Border. And not playing any of these. Bloodfast. I don't think this is actually very good in Limited, but pay 2 life, draw a card, actually better than it may seem. Especially if we're doing things where we can gain life. And what's the opportunity cost here? If we don't take this, we're talking about another Dreadmaw, a Heartstopper, or like a Rebirth. Those are all pretty terrible. Or we could try splashing a Plunderers. That seems bad as well. So I guess we'll try the Bloodfast. I don't think it's great, but I think it's playable. And there was really not much to take there otherwise, is the main thing. Dark Nourishment is technically removal. It's just pretty darn clunky, and we may just rather have a Mark of the Vampire for things like Colossal Dreadmaw and ways to offset the Bloodfast. Yeah, M. Peretti is laying out the Esper deck fairly straightforwardly. Yeah, I like Mark a little better than Dark Nourishment here, but I'm hoping we get some black removal, common removal passed to us right now. Here we go. Black removal. Boom. This is the wrong Chupacabra. We're not going to be reveling in any riches here. So where does this leave us? Elaborate Fire Cannon as a super clunky card, but I actually have seen this do work, but again, only if you get to a situation where you're kind of going long and suddenly, you know, you can see how this is not a good card, but you can also imagine the scenario where you're at parity and you draw this late in a control matchup, and it's to any target, and you can start turning all of your lands into shocks, and it does close out a game. It's just something I would rather have in the board to bring in best 2 of 3 rather than start here. It's just that these are such miserable cards. Like, there's nothing here for us at all. It's really, like, maybe we just rare draft. I mean, I guess, yeah, there's a Queen's Agent is getting some votes, and it's like, are we really playing Queen's Agent? I want to just get another Dreadmaw and play that. But what are we taking here if not? Fine, I'll take the Queen's Agent, but this is... Oh, we could take a Keeper. Keeper, I was thinking this was the O whatever, but the Keeper's actually fine. Yeah, I'm going to take the Keeper. And Pounce for some removal versus Bloodletter for a nice 3 versus Deathless Ancient for what amounts to a 6 mana 4/4 flyer for us. We're not often going to have the vampires available, but it's not impossible. We have Twilight Prophet, Revenant, and 2 Dusk Legion Zealots, so it's not impossible to get it back, but I think we just want the more straightforward value. Hey, East, yeah, we can take a look at the curve in 1 second here. Let's do it. Oh, there's another Bloodletter. I think this is coming together. Another Mark. We could actually pick up a Deacon since we now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 vampires. And we could... buffing them up is quite good. You don't need this, and especially now with 2 flyers. I think we take the Deacon. I didn't think of us as a vampire deck, but I think we have just enough to make that the right pick here. And Jade Guardian, Direfleet Hoarder, Crash the Ramparts. Maybe we pick up a trick here. Got a lot of creatures, and I don't know if we're playing Plummet main. Let's take that out for now. We like a lot of creatures if we're going to run Strength of the Pack. Probably not playing this. Gives Trample. Yeah, I think going for a combat trick here makes some sense. What do you think? Could also get a Direfleet Hoarder, continue filling out those 2s. But yeah, it looks like people support the Rampart plan. It is the Hexproof Merfolk. We don't really have anything to take advantage of that, though. So it's a 3/3 Hexproof, or we throw a counter around onto some other Merfolk. Nah, no good enchantments for that. We can use this for some acceleration, but we're not actually accelerating to much. We have 2 6s, but otherwise it's really a tight package type deck. So we may just want a 3/2 over a 2/2 that can untap a land, and this gains some life, attacks a little bit better. There's support for the Interloper. I mean, I guess we're low. Now we have 4s, and this is 4. We'll take a 3. And I like a Heartstopper here over looking to splash the Plunderers or get silly with this. And here's another Daggertooth. Probably not playing this and could take some vault progress, but yeah, are we really? We're never playing that Daggertooth. No, we're never playing a second Daggertooth, so I'm going to take the vault progress. I'm not sure we're playing the first one, much less the second. All right, it happened. The very unusual Golgari RIX draft. It hasn't happened to me in a long time. And we're at 18 creatures, 9 spells. We cut 1 hunter. Or cut the Queensbay Soldier. I guess Dinosaur Hunter is straight better. No, a Queensbay Soldier gets a Deacon buff. So actually I'm going to play Queensbay over 1 hunter. We are probably cutting that one as well. 16-9. Could cut one of the demises, but again, I still think it's just too good. Although against decks where it's weak, it could be really bad to have 2. But against decks where it's strong, doubling your chances to draw it just seems too good to me. Could cut the Mark, but I think the Mark is going to do some good things here. Maybe a Dusk Charger, since we have the Vamp sub-theme going. Bloodfast is slow, but I'm willing to try it at least. I kind of want to try it. I just want to see how that plays. $15.9. Definitely want to cut a spell. You know, we have Hunt the Weak, Moment of Craving, and it's Strength of the Pack. I'm actually going to cut the Crash. But if we end up not liking this, we can swap this for the Crash or something, but I want to give it a try. And this is like pigs flying. And we like the 9 swamp, 8 forest split as well. And we'll give it a shot. Let's update our info here. Zero, zero. Free to play. RIX best of 1. We'll keep this. I like that. East, that's good. Looks like Demise will come in handy here. Start with a Zealot, though. We are probably going to Demise before we get to City's Blessing, so a chump with the Zealot makes sense at some point here. But I wanted to wait for exactly this type of reason. We can do it for a card like this instead. I'm not going to cast the Demise this turn, though, nor am I going to play the Bloodletter into it. So I'm going to lead with a Forest, and we'll see if we can get one more creature in the Demise before we fire it off next turn. And then maybe we can get Deacon Bloodletter going as our plan A win condition here. It's a bit of a tell to make this chump here unless they think I'm bad, but I'm going to do it. Red-white dinos, let's see what they're getting. If it's 2 toughness, we have some thinking to do. We may do something else next turn. Ooh. Not only is it 2 toughness, it's that 2 toughness. So... wow. This is pretty telegraphed, and I could, like, play the Bloodletter, but we really want that Bloodletter to work with the Anointed Deacon, so we're going to just see if they want to do it. We're so telegraphed here. Come on, Oppo. You know you want to. Play that Needletooth. All right. See if we can stabilize from here. This is still a concern. Can do some stuff. Kills Revenant. Like, we can't really play Revenant with this dude out until we are ready to strength it or something. But we do get a 2-spell turn here with Letter and Keeper, and then we can try Deacon next turn. Deacon into Strength if all of our creatures survive seems like a pretty good plan here. Looks like Keeper will not survive, or at least Oppo seems to be rolling over it, investigating. Maybe they have... Although if they had something to take out a 2/2, they'd take out the Bloodletter, so maybe they were just reading the activated ability. We really don't want them to play 2 dinos in a turn. That's what wrecks us. Like, okay, good. If they played another dino there, we would be in much worse shape. And maybe with the Frilled Death Spitter coming down, we just want to make like a Dreadmaw here. And then... there's possibilities of we draw a land, we can go Hunter, Deacon, and then Strength. I'm trying to figure out when we want to try and deploy the Strength. I'm going to start with the Dreadmaw here. And we'll attack with the Flyer. If Dreadmaw gets, pacified or whatever, that's kind of trouble for us here at 8 life, but we're going to take the risk. All right, that's not a great sign. What are they up to? Not sure we have the ability to just take this or anything. I'm gonna put the obvious blocks on, even though I'm highly suspect of this. Yeah, I wish my cards were better too, Banana Jack. But I think we have to do this and ask what they're up to. Well, they got us pretty low here. And yeah, that's super annoying, but here we go. What to do when you're down on life. Mark up your Dreadmaw. Hey, Oni. We'll take this trade. Dead letter. I don't think we get anything. Oh, let's see. If we do this, we just win. So let's do that thing where we just win. Ding, 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 ding. One to the good. I'm gonna change it. I like East's suggestion of gold RIX. Flawless victory. Actually, we gained some back, right? Yes. I've seen that happen. The compounding a misplay via shame. Yeah, don't do that. Who are you trying to impress exactly? Your opponent? Be impressed with my magical prowess. Be impressed with my ability to make the right play, even if it reveals that I just made a wrong play. Well, we've been matched up with good Golden Demise matchups so far, and we got to see if we're going to play our 2-drops into this board or just try and get a 3-for-1 or so. If they play a 2-toughness follow-up creature here, we're for sure just waiting and try and get a 3-for-1. No, nothing, huh? Well, with nothing, I'm going to throw out the Queen's Bay Soldier. You can either kind of run this out, like sandbag your creatures and run this out early as a 2 or 3-for-1 if you can get it, or you can just now save it and we can try to get up to City's Blessing and then get a much better than 3-for-1 with a clogged board. I once did 2 City's Blessing Golden Demises in the same turn. That's a powerful effect. We have that potential here with this deck. I'm going to make the block just because I don't care if they want to use a trick on the soldier. I don't really care anyway. We have this demise, so trading the Queen's Bay Soldier for a trick is actually fantastic, and hopefully lets us get him. But you know what? I am going to continue. We'll just we'll do Keeper into Dust Charger and just play out our hand here. Yeah, that's kind of what I want to see. Let him build out the board some more. We'll build out our board now. And we may get into a spot where we can safely... Like, we don't even have City's Blessing, but we only lose the Keeper or something like that. But we're at 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 9 permanents in hand. We want to draw another land, so... We may just try and hold out to get the full Blessing on this demise. We'll see how this plays out from here. we can get a forest and then any other land, we'll be in really great shape here. They're putting us to the test of blocking. I'm going to block with the Keeper because we lose it anyway. It keeps us farther away from the Golden Demise City's Blessing, but I'm totally okay with this. We're going to say march nice and steady toward inevitability of things like all this stuff backed up by the power of the Demise. That's great. So that's going to come down. Next turn, we're going to get a lot of them. Oh, they put it out of range. That's tough. So we put our own mark down to make a 5/5 in the face of this 3/3 lifelink. We got this dude coming. Or we could just demise now. Now we gotta wait for this before we demise. If we play the mark, we get a 5/5, and then if we attack, how do they block? They can trade basically all of their stuff for my 2 things. That's okay, but we don't need to do that yet. I don't think they have a way to kill it, so I'm just going to play the Prophet. They only have one unknown card, and both of our creatures survive a Golden Demise, provided we are aware that Firebrand can fire off a point of damage. So that's a factor to consider in how we approach it from here. And we can even... Now I'm going to leave it back. We'll leave this back and threaten to at least trade with the Buccaneer, which I'd be willing to do here. I just want to trade off with Oppo's stuff and play the long game. I don't think they have a way to kill it, or they would have, so I'm going to actually risk the mark now and just actually start hitting with the Prophet and wait, and then they'll play this Swashbuckler. And we can get a good demise, and then any land, then we get Deacon plus Twilight Prophet, and like they really need, if they can't kill the Twilight Prophet, we're a land away from just being able to wreck here. Too bad. We put it in range for that spell. But we get to wipe them out mostly here. And then we take 3 from the Raptor, but then we get the Raptor as well, so... Or we need another land, and then we get Dreadmaw eating Raptor, and we should pick this one up. Land. No land, but Dinosaur Hunter is good. I'm playing that over the Deacon because I don't mind making this trade. I don't want to trade off the Deacon for the Raptor. Wow. Alright, we really need a land now. And we will block the bigger one. Although now, I guess, you know, our worst case scenario is we have to play the Deacon and trade it for the Raptor, which is not the worst. We still have Dreadmaw and Strength ready to come in, but we get to play the Dreadmaw and see if that's good enough. If Oppo can just do us a favor and brick a little bit here, please, Oppo, a little bricking. Smart attack with Firebrand. We're totally taking the block on the 3/3, so the 1/1 was effectively free. We'll play the 3... No, spend most of our mana here. But we can do that after attacking. This might get Verdict. That's okay. Oh, I said I was going to play Deacon and then I didn't. That's alright. This is a little bit bigger. We get Deacon and the Brontodon can't be felled by these two, so we'll start attacking here. But it's worth noting that this gives Martyr an attack into the Deacon, because if we block it, they can use the Firebrand to finish it off, but we might even take that trade. Yeah, actually, I'm gonna hold off. I don't want to make that trade. I want to use Strength of the Pack and get these guys huge, and then we can start attacking. But now we are going to be wary of this Headstrong Brute and stay back. 7/5, attacking into those would just trade for... I can't block. So, I guess if it can't block and we got a 5/6 back, we should just go for it. We'll attack. But we want to leave one defender. This has some risk to it if they draw removal, but we need to apply some pressure. We can't sit around waiting for them to top deck the victory. Oh, Brute has Menace, sure. Oops. We'll taking that into account. Yeah, we got nothing but land, but Oppo can attack all day long. Alright, staying back. Oppo finally drawing some land, but we're not finding any action. Alright, that helps. We're gonna hunt the Menace. And I guess we'll make the Deacon bigger. Still not attacking in the face of 3 creatures, so we'll just decline that and pass this turn. Uh-oh. That's obviously not a good sign. Maybe they have the, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They don't have City's Blessing for that +2/+2 your team, but again, it's not like we have choices here. Alright. Totally acceptable. Especially with Moment of Craving now ready to give us some extra life if we need it. We still can't attack. We know a Recover would be nice. Recover our Twilight Prophet. That'd be amazing. I don't know what they were up. I don't know why they did that. Maybe they wanted my choice. Maybe they wanted their choice of creatures. Maybe they felt they had to do it that way. Yeah, force the block. But, I mean, we can't afford to not block at this point. All right, a little extra life. And a threat that can start attacking. Another bloodletter, another fine draw. All right, coffee is gone. Moving the next beverage forward. Well, sheesh. Ain't that just real now? Let's see. There's still the Brontodon. And see how they attack. We have this moment of craving that sneaks us 2 life. And we may be able to, depending on how they attack, only with that, huh? I'm going to take it. I know it seems weird, but we're going to take it. And this puts us in a standoff situation, but good. They tried that. I was hoping they would do that. Now we do this. And now they have a forced block on the Captivating Crew. And so we get rid of it. So that was a slick play. I kind of just wanted to trick them into using their pinger to try and close out the game, and then set it up so that they literally had to block with that guy or lose. And yeah, we go to 1 for sure, because I don't think there's anything that pings us for 1 that wouldn't also get us for 2. Right? I don't want to be dumb and like lose because I go to 1, but I seriously don't know what pings for 1. But I don't think this is important. I'm not going to risk it. I'm not sure what I'm playing around by not playing the Zealot. Yeah, but also if they have haste, we want this out to avoid losing to something hasty. So that's an interesting dilemma. What's more likely, them having another pinger pirate, or them having something hasty? And yeah, I'm going to play it because I think there's more haste than pings. All right. I think we just get there. Yep. And actually, it mattered to being able to win this turn. Woo! Tight game. That's a good one, huh? One thing I'm going to try to do with YouTube content is pull more single game content. You know, so if when we hit a game that you think was really good and that people would like to, that would be good to put on YouTube, you know, make sure to call it out in chat, and I'll write it down and try to get the good games we play up on YouTube. That was a good one, so I'm gonna make a note of it. We are 3-7. Oh, come on, 3-7. 1-0 game. Yeah, we can probably chat command that to vote for GGs. Let me make a note of that. To do. And chat command vote for GGs. Opponent is going first, and we have 2 Dusk Legion Zealots in a Swamp, and a Moment of Craving, and a Bloodfast. And a Bloodletter. Like, we can cast everything in our hand with 1 more land. I'm gonna keep it. Life rarely comes into focus after talking with Marshall. Usually it produces a longer to-do list, and so it did, but it was good chats with the Marsh Dog. All right, we gambled. We need 1 land, and this gamble should pay off. Ah, well, I know what we're discarding. Still not out of it. We pull a land here, we can get right back in. All right. My Zealots are going to die to the Demise, but we need to find the land to even cast the Demises, so we're definitely getting that on. Demise is going to be at not great against the Dino deck, but I'm glad we have 1 to pick off anyway. And I'm going to say no blocks for now. You could also try and wait till we're at 5 mana, so we have Demise plus Moment. And I'm actually going to play another Zealot here, because it does threaten to put 2 Zealots in front of the Daggertooth, and it might hold back the Daggertooth. Didn't find us land, though, unfortunately. Yeah, no chump. We can... this is one reason why, is now it's not a chump, now it's a trade. But I think we're going to get Big Dino'd here, and we don't really have the tools to deal with Big Dino. Let's do this. I think we're going to have to Demise next turn. It's only taking out 1 thing, though. If we draw a land, what other play do we have? If we draw a land, we get... if we wait, we can do Moment of Craving plus the Zealots to take out the Horncrest or the Stampede. We might have to do that. That leaves us taking 7, 8, 9 here and going to 6. That's pretty grim. I don't think we can survive going to 6. I think we're just losing this game. The stumble there cost us. So what are we doing then, though? I guess we do this, and then hope for a land to play the Prophet that holds back these, and then we only take another 4. Gambled and losing. Gambled and losing. Yeah, why chump? I'm just trying to save life. Just trying to not die. That's why we chump. That's not bad. They gave us chumps, so I appreciate that. And now we can at least heart stop the Horncrest. What does it do? It gives... Yeah. All right. Why not play the enchantment? Because I wanted to activate Heartstopper. No, I was hoping to I was hoping to death touch a 4/4. Didn't work. Maybe I should have craved the dagger tooth there. That was probably a mistake. I should have just, like, I was thinking we were going to demise it, but I think we're just dead in the game is the bottom line. But let's not compound it. This is exactly what I was talking about. I think I should have craved the dagger tooth before damage, obviously. But we're not going to play the demise next turn anyway, so I'm not going to compound my mistake by showing that I screwed up by not playing it to save some damage. And Profit doesn't do it. What can get us there? I guess if we Profit into the lifelink enchantment and we have a 3/5 lifelinker, then we can actually survive. And this is a land. If Oppo draws nothing but land, then Twilight Prophet into lifelink enchant is actually a legit stabilization play. So we'll try that. No luck. Now are we just straight dead? Is there anything worth playing for here? We can play a chump and the Bloodfast. That doesn't really do anything. 2 chumps, and then what do? We chump, and then we're staring at 2/4 powers with 4 mana, and there's literally nothing we can draw to recover from there. Yeah, we have no outs here, so I'm going to scoop. But I looked first, at least. Yeah, enchant flips. Would it have saved us? I don't think so. I just don't... Yeah, I didn't take into account the life gain of the fast, and I should have. So maybe that was an out. So maybe we weren't at 0%. But that's the thing, sack what? Like, we gotta... I don't see how we have the mana for that, right? Because I gotta play it, I play the thing, and then... But all our creatures are gone. Right? I'd have to relook at that one. I don't think we had much hope. If there was a line that made it not 0, I should have taken it, but I don't think we had much hope. Yeah, the trouble is, like, Blood Marcher draining from 1 to go to 5 still doesn't produce a sequence that we can then win from. This looks like a great starting hand, though. Like, as I was looking at what we had left to draw as well, so it's like, some people are coming up with some ways we could have bought some time, but looking at what was left in our library, buy time to do what? Like, we just didn't have the time to ever really manage the 2 huge creatures that were bearing down on us. Bronte can't even get through here, so we'll play the creature that can actually attack. Awakening's pretty fine for us right now, and we can Brontodon it when it doesn't work for both of us. And we'll keep playing our Sky Attack. Can I explain why bread isn't a thing? Yeah, maybe I'll give a bread rant after this game. Remind me then. One, two, three, four, five, 6, 7, 8. So they are probably blessing next turn. We could Brontodon and have Craving up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We play this, we're not near that. Let's do Brontodon plus Craving. Trample? No trample. So, assuming the Sword Tooth is going to be able to attack here. Oh, let's do this. Shrink it down. Oh, they got something else? Ah, too bad. But we're still in a decent spot here. 6, 7, 8. This is going to be 9, 10. So we'll get our blessing going on now. And they're not at blessing yet, so we still get a card before we have to Brontodon. Next turn, Strength of the Pack plus Brontodon activation should be pretty darn good here. We're basically just hoping our Strength of the Pack and Twilight Prophet finish this game off. Yeah, don't care about that at all right now because everything on our team is going to get bigger. We could, you know, try and get these out, but no, we're not gonna. We're just gonna get this on while we can. And then get our attacks on. We'll leave the Zealot back. It's a free block if they want that. Although if they make that free block, they can't chump the 5/6, so we'll go ahead and do it. It was a forced block because this was a lethal attack on the if they block the 3/3. So do we take this out? Not give them 2 more chances to find something because they need to find 2 things to stop our air support. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take this out and prevent them from drawing 2. World Shaper, we've seen it back-to-back days. I don't consider it particularly playable, although, you know, as a floor of being a 3/3 for 4 is not awful, but it's not great. Looks like the mail is here. And we ranked up. We'll update the record. I'm going to go see what... Hey, gang. I'm back. Bread. Yeah, Tekken Shaman covered it pretty good. So Bread, for those of you who don't know, is an early drafting heuristic to help players prioritize what to pick in a draft. And it's an acronym that at least stands for bombs and removal. And then EAD has some, has a lot of conflict about what those stand for. E is usually evasion or efficient, and you know, A is like D is dudes or dregs, and whatever. That's the point. Like part of the problem is that the lower end, the last half of Bread is not well defined, and the first half is either obvious or, you know, how helpful is it to say take bombs? I mean, first, that doesn't tell someone how to define a bomb, how to understand what a bomb is. And it's also obvious that when you have an insanely powerful card, you take it. So it's not super helpful in terms of understanding how to draft. Then you get to removal, which back in the day, it was pretty reasonable to say after bombs, take removal, because most of the removal was high-level pick status cards, so it wasn't a bad heuristic, but that heuristic has gotten worse and worse and worse. You know, like, if you tried to tell someone in the current era, oh, just bombs, removal, whatever, well, there's no bomb in this pack, so I'm going to first pick Consigned to the Pit because they said to take removal if there's no bombs, right? So a heuristic that would lead a new player to taking Consigned to the Pit first pick out of a pack is no longer a useful heuristic, right? So that's the real weakness of Bread, is that it elevates removal to saying like, yeah, this is super important, but it doesn't help you understand in today's era what removal is good and what removal isn't. And then that the bottom stuff is useless. Like, what? Evasion, dudes, efficiency, like what are you even saying about the EAD part of Bread? Like, what that if I somehow memorize what E stands for and what A stands for and what D stands for, it's actually going to tell me what to pick out of a booster pack? It's just not good. It won't. It's not going to be helpful that way. So if it's not giving you, it's not a good heuristic because of all these factors. It's not giving you a solid enough you know, 80% of the time, if you do this, you're doing it right, and your job is to figure out the 20%. Like, it's much worse than 80%. So, yeah, it's a mess on the tail, and it's just like, and what is even if we could as a community decide for each other, decide among ourselves what EAD stands for in bread, we still don't agree. It still doesn't tell anybody how to decide when a D category card, the bread category card, is better or worse than an E or an A. You know, it just it doesn't actually do the thing it's purporting to do, which is to help people make sound draft picks. Vargan says, "Is it evasion, aggressive, defensive? Sure, if it's you." Like, that's my. It's not anything. That's my point. It is not anything. There is no definitive EAD terminology. And so think about that. If D is dud, dregs, dudes, essentially barely playable, this whole scale that's supposedly to help new players figure out what to take has 5 things on the scale. One of them is great cards, and the other one of them is bad cards. Good luck, new player. We'll keep this. It's a little clunky, but got both colors. I keep threatening to fix Nightbot, but I haven't. Is it sorcery? No, we can just pay 2 life and draw. So we'll pay 2 life and draw a card. Yeah, bomb is format dependent and also requires knowledge. I mean, at least saying removal, all a player needs to understand is to identify a card that can kill or effectively nullify a creature, and then they get it. But we could Revenant. Yeah, let's Revenant and try and trade with the Sky Marcher. Glorifier is going to give it a counter, so we really want to try and trade up top. Oh-ho. I'm hesitant to risk the profit right now. I'm going to just throw the Dust Charger instead. One, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 9, 10. Next turn, at least we can get it flipped. And then that Demise is on our team only. And no, you may have the Sky Marcher damage. Okay, now I really want to get this Demise off before Oppo puts a +1/+1 counter on the Sky Marcher. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We can go 10. I wanted to play the Prophet, but we can go Brontodon. And with Blessing, now we can Demise and do some harm. Yeah, I was talking about that on stream the other day, how how different Cry of the Carnarium and Golden Demise play in their respective formats. Let's do... Well, we don't need to do that yet. I'll offer the trade now. Well, maybe we don't need to offer a trade when we're about to make it huge. That would be silly. But we will send in this one. Well, see, now we're trying to define what a bomb is, right? And well, profit now. Hopefully the profit survives. Why not hunt? No hurry, because I wanted to use my mana on these things. Drawing a card and getting the profit down. They might kill it, but they have to kill it, or it's going to get way out of hand very soon. Anything worth hunting here? So we can make this a 4/5 and hunt the 3/4. That seems good. We can't attack with it then, but we can attack with our other dudes in the air, and we still get the Zealot play after that. So we'll start with the Zealot play and then plan on hunting here. We can actually also, let's see, if we do it here, oh, we don't get enough. It becomes a 3/5, which is not enough to kill. Yeah. All right. Now we're presenting pretty good lethal here. Hopefully this is an exploding planeswalker situation. Well, they got the profit. They needed to do that for sure. But we still got a lot of lethal going on. Alright, that saves them, I think. But I think if we strength... Yeah, we don't have trample. But we're going to strength, and that should close the deal. It'll put him to 1 with no board. I guess there's no reason to draw before we do this. All right. Rompin'. 1 stumble so far, otherwise it's been... There's 1 tight game, 1 stumble, and 3 romps, basically. Claim that. On the march! Getting chilly in here, though. Put my jacket on. We got snow this morning in Seattle. Even stuck on the roads and stuff, but didn't last too long, and it's gonna... All reports suggest mid-40s and rain this afternoon, so it's not going to stick or anything. Yep, free rat burglar coming up if we can win this one. No one in your office? Are you in Seattle, Colin? We got Hunter into Brontodon here with possible craving if needed. Yeah, Woodinville in the area though. PNW. The greater Seattle Bellevue area. What do they make? Merfolk. We're up against a Merfolk deck. Well, usually some good craving targets in a Merfolk deck. Although that is not one. can't be blocked by dinos. Hey, MTG Nerd Girl. Thank you. Glad you could hang out with us for a bit today. All right, we're gonna crave the heck of the moment out of this Mistbinder, that's for sure. No blocks. That Mark will do some work here eventually, but I think we'll just do Queen's Bay and Mistbinder here. Or, and Moment, the Mistbinder, that is. And then that clears the way for both of these to attack. East wants me to wait. Too late, East. I'm casting stuff. Probably could have got them. For the Dino Hunter Jade Bearer, I thought about that, but I just wanted to... This doesn't really end up mattering, so... It might. I shouldn't say it does. Like, it's not that a 1/1 can't matter, especially on theme. All right, they've got 4 total power. We could put Mark on the Brontodon, and they would not be able to trade for it, and then we get Strength next turn. So the Mark could get knocked off or something like that, but we're going to take the big hit while we can get it. I like having you there, East. No problem. Just thinking about ways to do it. Let's see. Now we'll just offer all these. If they want to trade Hunter or Soldier for the Soul, we'll take it. But yeah, I didn't expect them to. See if they can kill the Brontodon right straight away, or bounce it. Bounce it would be good as well. They're rolling over their hand, which suggests some kind of trigger finger. Maybe they're just debating whether to even attack here. Like to see them tap out and all of our creatures stick around. Alright, they got the enchantment, but it's okay. It doesn't take out the creature, which is what I really want to make sure we stick here. They can survive, but not with any kind of board to speak of. Nothing to recover yet, even. Not unusual against blue-green. They're not filled with removal or anything. Desperation Seekers, Exploding Planeswalker. Alright, add another one, and look, you all get a free Rat Burglar. 5-win Rat Burglar incoming.
I never heard of ya, a Rat Burglar.
Wamu Wamu. Are you a JoJo fan, Wamu? I ask as in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, this anime, all the big characters have classic rock inspired names, or musical inspired names, which of course I love. And there was a trio and of characters, one of them whose name was Wham, basically, but Wamu is how they pronounced it on the show, which I thought was great. All right, keepable. Yeah. Wamu. JoJo is pretty hyper violent, but if you can, if that's not a major turnoff, it's a great anime. Hey, look at this. Is this a Golgari mirror in RIX? This would be the craziest. Look at that. Golgari mirror. We'll go Hunter over the Bloodfast. Looks like we ended up in a very similar place as Oppo. We have 7 towards City's Blessing. 8, 9. If we draw like a 2-drop or a 3-drop, we can get City's Blessing next turn. No. No such luck. We haven't really played anything for them that's worth killing yet, but we're gonna throw out the Prophet and see if it sticks. Because if it does, we get to untap Swamp and Strength of the Pack next turn, which would be insane. Yes, 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 yes! That one, Jagstone. Apparently there's a lot of memes around JoJo, and I've not really even... Like, my son explains to me when a heavily memed section of JoJo comes up. Alright. Looks like our Prophet is going to survive. Oppo's got a lot going on with their own Ascend situation. But we're going to be in a good spot coming up. And can we take all of it? I think we have to take all of it. Oh, you were thinking roundabout. Yes. So there's right. For the first couple seasons, the show always ended with the ring from roundabout. I think we have to take all of this and then hope that Strength of the Pack gives us the defense and Twilight Prophet starts sending our life total in the right direction. Now, I'm not going to trade Hunter because next turn the Hunter is a 4/4 that can just eat this stuff. I mean, you see what I mean? Like, that's the choice here. And now we'll sit back. That's good to see. We're each drawing an extra card as it goes here. Alright, we finally got some life out of our Twilight Prophet. So far we've only drawn land from it, so we get something else here. We can set up a Demise turn. I'm going to do Bloodfast. I should play the Zealot first, I guess. Heartstopper can't actually activate, so I'm going to leave it out for now. And I'm going to start attacking with the Twilight Prophet. We don't want to put it in harm's way anyway. Sir Tammy, no problem. Glad to have you here now. How you been? The good news is our card draw is no mana. Theirs is 6 mana, so... we'll do this and transform. And now we can get emergency life as needed. Let's do that. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we can actually do this and try and win. Let's see. They have to block. We'll see if they block the flyer. Yeah, Demise might be the way to go here, right? Just Demise and ship it. Let's see what that does to this board. I think we can swing away. We have a soldier we can play. We have life we can gain. We're not actually at that much risk with this 7. And they're at heavy risk of death. Aren't they just dead? It's cool with me. I mean... I like those blocking choices. They were pretty done for. They knew it though. I've been there. I've been there today. Rolling, rolling, rolling. I'm gonna finish this draft too early. I have to find something else to do. K-Cat wants me to waste money on sealed. Might do that for you. I love me Dominaria just that much. Looks good. Yeah, Dom Sealed is super risky. We also don't have that much time left in the stream today. We'll figure it out. We'll decide what to do. Keyforge. We could do some Keyforge. Save the craving. Now let's just get the old fast down. I'm going to pay 2 and draw a card to try and find some land here. We really need land. The online client appears to be more of a cockatrice thing. I think it's a third-party affair, but it does the job. And now we can decide between craving versus getting rid of this Everdawn champ. We don't have a Golden Demise on hand, and they're tapped out, so I'm just going to do this while they're tapped out. And we're not going to block, so we'll attack. Hey, Dogface. You want a treat? Rocket, you want a treat? 4 open mana and a ton of cards. Counterspells aren't heavily played, but Hornswoggle is a thing. We do have Recover, so even a counterspell is not that big a deal. We can recover whatever we want. So I'm going to go ahead and throw out the Deacon and see if we can start attacking with the Zealot. I have no great hope that this resolves, given this open mana, but we'll see. It does. All right. I mean, if it's Neck Snap or what, destroy target attacking creature, we'll do that every time. Straight up nothing on turn 4 from Oppo. That was really great for us. Life Gainer. But at this point, let's just Twilight Prophet and see if we can't... Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's go ahead and Bloodfast first, actually. Yeah, let's go ahead and put the Prophet out. We're going to risk it. A lot of removal in blue and white leaves the Prophet on the table, so that would still activate the blessing stuff. I have no regrets, Vargan. Give your doggies the TREAT that they so richly deserve. We could mark it up, but we don't need to go that far here. Let's just see how far we'll get on the Deacon Prophet plan. They're still leaving a ton of mana open, so I'm assuming we're going to get our attacking creature destroyed, although they passed without being able to do anything previously, so it's possible this just gets there. But I'm not worried about it, because we have this Recover to get it back if they do manage to kill it here. Which they do. And have we played a land this turn? I can't remember. I guess we'll find out. I'm going to go ahead and recover it. Let's see. Wait. No. We'll go... Now, then we still have to draw, right? But we might. I'm going to do this and recover and then play one of our 3-drops. Probably just the Bloodletter, actually. Or they could give us win number 7 just like that. Wow, we just stormed through this event. Boom, 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 boom. Feels good.